judges, teachers, supervisors, and all my dear friends. I am Peter from 8th representing Science Fair Group 2, and my topic is Can you be a NASA astronaut? So now I would like to introduce my team members. I am Peter She is Miss Kritika, Gandhi Soumya, Prajapati Ashwi, Prasad Nihalkarani, and Patria Kisha. So points to be discussed. Introduction about NASA, Space Launch System, Satellite Rocket, Astronaut, Chart 1, Astronaut, Chart 2, NASA's first human landing on the moon, conclusion and amazing facts. So now I would like to give some introduction about NASA. So NASA stands for National Aeronautic and Space Administration. NASA was started on 29th July 1958 by Greg D. Eisenhower. As a part of United States government, NASA is in charge of US science and technology that has to do with airplanes or space. NASA does a lot of different things. NASA makes satellites. The satellites help NASA to learn more about Earth. NASA sends probes into space. The NASA scientists study about solar system and even more farther away. NASA's headquarters is in Washington DC. There are over 10 NASA centers across the United States. There are also 7 smaller NASA workplaces where they study and test more about Earth and space. Thousands of people work for NASA. Being an astronaut is probably a best known job at NASA, but astronauts make just a small part of workforce. When NASA started, it became a program of a human spaceflight. The Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs helped NASA to learn more about Earth, more about flying in space, and resulted in first human landing on 1969. Currently, NASA has astronauts living and working on International Space Station. There are so many astronauts in NASA. The NASA's first astronaut was Alan Shepard. NASA sent more than 5,000 satellites in this space, and there are over 80 current active science missions. NASA's current mission is to send Artemis 2, and 4 astronauts will fly over the moon to test NASA's human deep space exploration capabilities. It takes 3 days for a spacecraft to reach the moon. During that time, spacecraft travels at least 386,400 kilometers, which is the distance between moon and Earth. NASA stopped sending humans to the moon because in 1917 future Apollo missions were cancelled and Apollo 17 became the last crewed mission to the moon for an indefinite amount of time. The main reason for this was money. So now I would say that in my opinion, I would like to be an astronaut because being an astronaut is an opportunity to explore life outside of the Earth, which essentially means having further humanity's knowledge to know more about the universe. This not only includes working with a diverse group of people, but also creating a bond and engaging in educational conversation about colleagues' background and culture. Furthermore, this career path provides an ability to influence others in answering their callings and never giving up in history to make a mark in history. Most astronauts get a fair bit opportunity to pursue whatever research interests them. You can discover a new solar system, planet, life forms. You can also get a chance to study more about wonders of universe. So now I would like to call my other member, Ms. Ritika, for this space launch system.
So, thank you, Ritvik. So, Ritvik has explained you about the introduction of the NASA. So, now I would like to explain you about the space launch system. So, here I made a model of the space launch system rocket. So, things that have been used are the blue, black, white, chart papers, cardboard, cotton, sand, thermocol, etc. So, now I would like to start my speech. The topic is the space launch system. The space launch system is the super aerial lift expandable launch vehicle system under the development by the NASA since 2011 as the April 2022. The first launch scheduled by the end of 2022 only. The space launch system replaced the area of the launching system. The space launch system intended to become the successor to retrieve the space shuttle and the primary launch vehicle system. Deep exploration plans in the future. So now I would like to call my teammate Soumya Gandhi for other speech.
Thank you, Ritika. As my friend Ritika is explaining about the space launch system, now I will explain you about satellite. Do you know what is satellite? Let me explain you about satellite. The satellite is a solid object which revolves around some heavenly body due to the effect of gravitational force, which are mutual in nature. We can categorize satellites into 2 types, namely passive satellites and the active satellites. Passive satellite can be further subdivided into 2 types, namely natural satellite and the artificial satellite. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. The artificial satellites spherical ball which is served as a metal or plastic is called an artificial satellite. The active satellites are complicated in structure, having a processing equipment called transponder which are which are mutual in the functioning of the satellites. Now I would like to explain my model. Here I have made the model of satellite. The material used in this model are thermocol based, black color chart paper, wires, LED lights, DC motor, switch, etc. Now I will show you the model. Picture that of view. Can we do so? A satellite is a solid object. A satellite is a solid object which revolves around some planets, moons, suns, etc. on the orbit of it. We can get a satellite is a solid object which revolves around some planets, moon, sun, etc. This model shows us how the satellite revolves, and it is shown as how the scientists and astronauts work on the real satellite or a rocket, as it is very important to us, as it gives us information about the space, that right now what is going on the space. We should be thankful to them, as we should be thankful to astronauts as they sacrifice their life and give us full of knowledge in our life. Thank you. Now I will love to call my friend Vishnu for the further information.
Thank you. From the Nana topic is astronaut. Astronaut from the International Space Station term was considered for between professional research exhibit of space travel seen by the term astronaut. The word astronaut includes the root from the nuts, the Greek word of sailor. This suffix can be used to take many travel specific words. These astronauts get astro from the Greek word astro means star, making an astronaut a star seeker. Russian space explored to the title cosmonaut, part coming from the cosmos with Russian space explored to the title cosmonaut, part coming from the cosmos, the Greek word of universe cosmos. So both are the same meaning. Now I will call Niharika Rani for other speech.
Thank you, Yashvi. Astronaut can be eyes and ears for us on Earth to share information about the happening in outer space, or sending astronauts to other planets, or traveling on a spaceship. Help scientists in their study of universe. Astronauts give a sense of pride of their country. Astronauts are constantly learning. They do all the science experiments that need to happen on the space station. Most of the time, this experiment was designed by someone else, so astronauts need to learn science. They are going to follow the right step and share the result. Astronauts also need to learn how to operate parts of space station. Now we like to call for the for this question. So now I'm going to perform an activity in front of you. The topic of my activity is NASA's first human landing on the moon. The material I used to make this model are blue paper, cups, paper straws, and thermocol sheet. Now we will try this activity. We will throw this from upside. We will try this. As you can see, that edges of the cups helps them to launch safely. That way only in satellites some structures are there that helps the satellites to launch safely. So now we will discuss about the first human landing of NASA. The first human landing of NASA was currently on 20 July 1969 at 2:56 p.m. The first person to walk on the moon was Neil Armstrong. He was an American astronaut and aeronautical engineer. He was also a naval aviator, test pilot, and university professor. The moon landing made Armstrong famous, but the Navy pilot from Ohio was not comfortable with the spotlight. So he left moon on 21st July 1969 after 21 hours and 36 minutes. There are almost 82 to 83% safe landings of NASA. Now I would like to call Ruthvi for the conclusion. Thank you, Trisha, for that. So now, conclusion. From this topic, we can conclude that NASA helps us finding new things in space, and sometimes they also sacrifice their life. NASA sends satellites and rockets into space and know more things about space. NASA plays a very important role in space astrology. There are also some amazing facts about NASA. Please listen. They are, before an aspiring astronaut came out for NASA, one must complete thousands of hours of flying time. Second, Catherine Sullivan was the first American woman to walk in space. Third, a space shuttle astronaut can only eat 3.8 pounds of food per day. Fourth, being a cartoon character, astronaut named 2 satellites Tom and Jerry. Fifth, after NASA's Apollo 11 mission, it quarantined 3 of its astronauts as it was concerned about danger. So now I would like to end my speech here by a good thought. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Thank you, respected Madam Judges, to give us this opportunity to show our talent and show our views on this topic. Thank you.